All right, I am Chael Sonnen, joined by the two-time world champion David Branch. We take a look at this tail of the tape for Boyington versus Almeida. First thing that sticks out there, Boyington, 7 years his senior, 2 inches taller. They weigh in essentially the same and not much of a difference with the reach. Rules for the bout, we will of course follow the unified 10-point must system. Judges are going to be looking for effective striking, grappling, aggression, and cage control, and everybody needs to remember there is no knees or kicks to the head of a grounded opponent. Now, let's throw it up to Jazz and get this thing going. All right, a look at our ring card girl, Emily Miller. She's showing us what round it is. You know what, David? It's round number 1.
It's round 1, and here we go. Looks like we got classic striker versus grappler here. Yeah,
Boyington is an excellent striker, but he's had problems on the ground. You know what, if Almeida gets this to the ground, he's going to be right at home.
Right.
Oh, Boyington looks to have a bit of the hometown crowd on his side. I'm basing that judgely by their reaction, a touch of the gloves, and we're underway. Wild punching there by Almeida.
Trying to set up that open. Nice shot. Good defense.
Some clinch work. Boyington pushes him into the cage. Tell you right out of the gate, Boyington does look very strong. Almeida's got double underhooks here. David, this is a good position that wrestlers like to be in.
Excellent position, especially up against the fence. Looks like Rodrigo wants to take Boyington down to the ground now up against the fence. Let's see if he can avoid this takedown.
Look for Almeida to throw some shoulder strikes, some knees. Foot stomps are always an option. Ultimately, I believe he'll attempt what we call a foot sweep, where he entangles the leg and tries to pull Boyington off the cage. Now Almeida switched down to a single leg position. If he can control that hip, he can get him up. Let gravity do the rest, and here we are on the ground.
He's got to get his head out of there now.
This was
look like it's anything on there.
This was the exact same position you were in your last fight before you moved to side control. Right in front of us, though, too. I mean, I'm literally having deja vu. They're back up. Boyington came up here. Now, that's very telling. A lot of us thought if Almeida got him down, he would keep him there. Boyington did a very good job of standing up, and now he has the underhook and has pushed Almeida into the fence.
He's looking strong. Nice elbow shot right there. Now he's looking for his own takedown. Looking to get on top position.
Boyington
gotta watch his neck.
Comes in tonight with a 10-8 record, and he has had problems historically with grapplers, but now he's electing to go here. Rodrigo Almeida, a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Rodrigo's still around the throat, but unless he can get his legs to the outside to what's known as the guard position, he's not going to be able to finish this technique.
He's trying to get space right now with those butterfly hooks. He's going to look to get that left knee on the inside to make space. If he can get up and get his hips in there and bump him away a little bit, he'll probably sit back for the guillotine choke again.
It's very important that Boyington pushes his hips in this position, gain strength and get his head out. Now he's safe. He's got the underhook again. Boyington, I believe, went for a takedown there, David. It was a colossal failure. He ended up on his back, but that was actually his action that took him here.
Yes, it was. Looks like he was trying to go for almost like a Japanese wizard or Uchimata, and it failed. He ended up on bottom. Almeida's on top.
Chalk that up to a bad decision made on a Saturday night. Boyington's now got an underhook. If he can use this and push Almeida off him, create space, he can come back up to his feet.
Just got to watch out for that guillotine on the way coming up.
Almeida on top now. Well, you really see the pure grappling of Almeida. He's in a great position to do some ground and pound, but he's just passing on it. You can see that he's still got gi jiu-jitsu a little bit in mind.
He's definitely searching for that submission. He needs to start to soften him up and open up the opportunities for him to be able to get that submission going. It's hard to submit a guy if you don't distract him with other things.
That's very correct, and that's where the term mixed martial arts comes from. We gotta learn to combine these things.
You gotta mix them up. You gotta mix them up.
The inexperience of Almeida in this position right now, but he's doing a good job with control.
Yeah, we'll get that right. Yeah, let's create a little space. Nice, Bruce.
And Boyington hasn't shown much eagerness to get back to his feet here. He had an underhook at one point. He actually took his underhook out. His left arm would be a great opportunity to come in with an underhook and try to get back to his feet. If he was so inclined, I feel as though he's a little bit content with this bad position.
Oh, yeah. And it's just getting worse now. He's going to have to dig that left underhook and get back up to his knees now.
Now he's got the underhook. Now the question is, will he do the next step, which is to rotate to his knees? I can hear Bruce's corner yelling to him the time, that he has short time. I'm a little confused whether or not yelling to come up. He now locks up a Kimura lock.
Nothing here.
As long as Almeida can keep that hand inside over by his belly button or waist, he's going to be fine. Here he starts to get elevation. That's going to come out.
He's going to try to go for his own Kimura right here.
He's going to have it.
And just turned Boyington's Kimura into his own. Boyington saying no.
There's the full mount with no time left, but that certainly will play in for the judges. Good job by Almeida once he loosened up there.
That was great, especially when he made that transition to go for his own Kimura.
You can become tough by proxy just being in that household. I can't even keep them straight. You got more brothers and cousins and sisters, and they're all dangerous. Here we come back to the center. Now, I like Boyington's stance, and you can tell just by looking at their posture, David, that Almeida is a little out of the water here. This isn't where he wants to be, but I'm not sure that Boyington quite realizes this. He hasn't taken control in this fight.
He's thrown everything hard. He needs to change the tempo on some of those strikes and just let it go. It's going to hurt. You don't have to put everything on every punch, every kick. That's how you get yourself tired. That's how you start to open up opportunities to get taken down.
Boyington looking for these spinning attacks.
Like that.
He's pushed into the fence. He is under the chin here.
I think Rodrigo needs to address this guillotine. That can become a problem.
Boyington bringing his hands inside. Now he's not looking to clasp them though, David. He's actually digging an underhook, almost like he's just trying to get out of this position. Rodrigo looks pretty comfortable. If he wants to finish this takedown, he's gonna have to bring his hips in.
Oh yeah. Maybe step his left leg to the outside and then pop his hips up. Nice elbow.
Now Rodrigo switching to a double leg position where he's got both legs secured. If he can get his hands locked, he's going to be able to get him up. Now, the question for Boyington right now is, does he want to scramble and get back up? In the first frame, when we saw this exact same position, Boyington accepted the bad position, and he's also accepting losing that round.
Yes, he is. He needs to get back up on his feet and continue his strikes, because right now Rodrigo's winning this fight on ground control.
Absolutely. Now Boyington's to the position he needs to be. Now it's just a question of standing up to his feet. And I'm very confused why he's not doing it. He's got the hard part done. There he goes. The easy part is standing up. The hard part is getting your hands in position. Boyington's now there. Look,
softening up with some strikes.
He's got to look to circle off the fence and get back to the open. He was having some success in the middle of the cage here.
And that is just a terrible feeling, Chael. Getting back up to the feet just to get sucked right back down again.
Yes, it is. It's very demoralizing. It's the game plan of every wrestler. If a guy gets up, drag him back down as quickly as possible to make him not want to go to the energy to get up again. Now again, Boyington's finding himself in a pretty good position for a stand-up. He's got the underhook, he's got his posture straight, but now the next step is he's got to step a foot up. And this time Almeida's got it entangled.
It'd be good if Rodrigo Almeida just stood up right here and just let some good ground and pound go right now. I'm sure that'd open up something. Sometimes when you stay too sticky to your opponent, you can't get those strikes. You got to have that middle ground. You got to know when to disengage, posture, strike, and then get back and get heavy again.
Just enough space.
Just enough. If you're too tight, you're not going to be able to hit.
Boyington's done a good job of not settling for bad position in this fight. This is actually good. There's a good couple of good shots. I think he should break away here, David. I really think he's doing his best work in the open. I I don't believe Boyington realizes the success that he's having in this realm of the fight. Good uppercut.
He just needs to stay behind his jab on this one, Chael. Everything will come.
Good hook landed, followed up with a cross. He's threatening that uppercut. He threw it earlier and landed. He doesn't need that right now. He doesn't need those moves, David. He needs good, solid basics and just keep touching his opponent. He can win this round.
Yep. Disengage. There we go. Back to the clinch. On those legs, good split stance by Boyington, trying to avoid that takedown. Almeida is trying to get this back down to the ground quickly as possible.
Boyington needs to dig those underhooks, sink those hips down.
How exhausting is this for Almeida? Taking him down and getting back up?
It's very tiring, you know, and he did take a couple of good shots on his feet. I think that Almeida's feeling some wear here. This round it was really anybody's until that final takedown. I think the judges are going to favor that, but pure striking on their feet, it certainly went to Boyington. He's just not putting himself in a position to have enough success. Almeida looking to advance here. Finished the last round in full guard. Let's see if he can do it again here.
Trying to get a lockdown.
He's...
Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Listen to this. Hey, look at me. Chest up.
Take a look at this. Boyington throws a kick early, and he follows up right into the spinning attack, and that's what opens up his hands. Once he could break away, David, he was able to find some punches, and they were pretty powerful. They were finding their mark.
He's smothering his work up against the fence when he has Almeida up against the fence. I truly think that he needs to work behind that jab.
Se você ficar recuando, ele vai ficar soltando o chute rodado.
Okay, you understand? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all you have to work. Hey, this is your time to shine. You got to put him away right now. Hey, give it hell, brother. And you keep your fucking, listen to me. You keep your back off your cage, you win. Let's go, you understand me? You stay off your back, you win. Sorry.
I think the strategy for Almeida is to get this down to the ground again quickly as possible and burn that clock out.
That's the rule in fighting, David. When something works in the middle of a fist fight, you stick with it. With the theory being your opponent cannot adjust on the fly. On Boyington, the other side of the coin here is I think he knows full well he's down by 2 and he needs a finish. And this is the only way he's going to get it, to stay in the middle of the ring and trade shots.
Nice leg kick by Almeida.
Almeida keeps a very good defensive posture. He buries that chin and he keeps his hands up. Even when he's not active here, he is protecting himself with the basics.
And it's extremely difficult to hit somebody that doesn't want to get hit. Sometimes guys are really uncomfortable with getting hit, and they're hard to hit.
Boyington, when he leads with that jab, finds that uppercut pretty well. Every time he's thrown it, he's had success. He's just not throwing it enough. There he clips him over the top.
I'd go double jab, left hook, right hand if I was Boyington. Almeida needs to continue to stay sticky and take it down to the ground again.
Yeah, I like how Boyington is throwing him off. He's not falling for that, at least thus far. In the first 2 rounds, he did. He got baited in and he ended up in the clinch position. Right now, he is throwing him off, disengaging, and giving himself an opportunity to win.
Looks like he's made some adjustments. Beautiful teep kick to the body. That's the second time he landed that. That's the Taekwondo skills right there coming out. He needs to stay on his stance when he throws punches. These guys, sometimes they switch stances after they throw shots.
There's that uppercut again, and it lands. Now Almeida's got where he wants. If he pushes him into the fence, this is bad for Boyington. The rules are different for Almeida right now. All Almeida has to do is beat the clock. He's up by 2 rounds. He just has to survive and beat the clock. Boyington is the one that's going to have to force the action.
He's got the pressure on him. It looks like he wants to strike now. This is where he needs to separate right here. There's no need for him to have him penned up against the fence. He's not looking to take him down to the ground. That's not a strategy. He just needs to disengage, take it back to the center of the cage, and get busy.
Oh! Great jab by Boyington. Now they're disengaged. Another good jab by Boyington. David, he's going to need some follow-up. That jab is very good, but it's not the finishing shot he's got to find in the last couple minutes of this bout.
Beautiful knee. And he's going to get this one right here. He locks it up. Good lock double up against the fence and down. These guys are going to be sore in the morning.
Yes, they are. Boyington looking for that Kimura lock again. If Boyington switches strategies, David, to attempt to finish this fight from the bottom, that is going to be a recipe for disaster. That's a good strategy if your goal is to come in second in this contest. He does have a shot, though. There's still 80 seconds left in this. If he can get back to his feet.
And you see what Boyington's doing? He's pretty good. He'll go into half guard to try to get out of full guard and get off from the bottom.
Excellent stand up there. See, Boyington has the skills to do this. Yes. It just has taken him a little bit to get going. Here's some good flurries.
Oh,
he's got to go right back to it. Go right back to it.
This is a tough spot.
Don't let Almeida settle in here. If you're Boyington, you got to shift those hips, go right back to that underhook.
I think he's going to take a breather here and drive that right knee across the body and look to mount. Here it comes.
Almeida just not quite comfortable yet with his ground and pound.
There's that Kimura you were talking about, Joe. Can he use it to reverse the position?
You know, Almeida's almost effortlessly defending this. He's happy to lay here, keep his hand inside. You can tell he's been here a number of times. The basic rule is you lock your hands, attempt to gain some posture here. He's not even willing to exert that much energy. So he certainly knows where he is. Got less than 10 seconds in this, and Almeida smothered his way to victory. I will tell you, though, Boyington had some excellent moments, particularly in that third round. He just didn't put the fight where it needed to be for long enough in a 15-minute contest.
Little capoeira action right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards. They have given us a split decision. Judge David Torelli scores at 29-28 Boyington. Judge Eric Colon scores at 29-28 Almeida. And Judge David Ginsburg scores at 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Bruce Pretty Boy Boyington.